Gaming 2, and welcome to the first of a double-header here tonight in the Zelda 1 Randomizer Random Percent Winners Bracket. We have got on your left LackAttack24, on your right CrimsonAvix. In the booth with me, I'm TGE, he's JSR. How you doing, friend?
I am doing stupendous on this gorgeous day. About to see two of the most intriguing contestants in this tournament, TGE, for different reasons, both of whom are skilled in every way you can be skilled at Zelda 1 Randomizer, but there's different strengths that both of these runners have that I think is going to serve them well in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. We have quite possibly the most technically skilled Zelda 1 player in LackAttack. And over on the other side, we've got CrimsonAvix, who, aside from probably the creator of the randomizer itself, Fred Coughlin, the most knowledgeable about the randomizer. So we have two completely different styles of knowledge here come into play. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Absolutely. Depends on these flags. And with these flag sets being completely randomized, TG, we don't know what we're going to see when this race starts. We could be seeing a +2 HP second quest enemies, whiz rope filled seat, or we could see something 0 HP, relatively easy combat, which brings into question different possibilities here. What kind of dungeons shapes are we going to be dealing with? What are we going to have to find in order to complete 9? We may not even need very many Triforces. It's going to be intriguing, and that's what I love about this flag set. Nobody knows what to expect.
Yeah, I've seen some definite crazy things here. The fun thing about this is we're going to start with a random number of Triforces, so figuring out which dungeons to dig. Do you dig a dungeon you already have a Triforce for? And we're going to start with up to 2 items. So I personally want to see a wooden boomerang start, because we all know how much I love Lord Banana. But if you had to pick one item for them to start with, what do you want to see?
Ooh, that's an interesting question, because there's so many different items that could make or break the seed. I am partial to seeing something along the lines of like an early candle, early wand, something that's going to give them the at least something to have combat with early, but not just going to open the seed up for them. I want to see a little struggle, but I want to see them able to make progress, because that means they're not going to be searching necessarily for a weapon. They might find a dungeon and go in. You know, and that could end up being the make or break play. But as we're off, we'll have to wait and see what they start with. And it is,
that is the blue boomerang, the raft, and 7 of the 8 Triforces. We are missing level 3's Triforce or level 2's, depending, and that's it.
That was 7 Triforces, wasn't it?
That was 7 Triforces.
Well, I hope you all brought your popcorn, because this could be a very short seed, and Lack finds the wooden sword in the vanilla wooden sword spot, Crim right on his heels.
Yeah, and of note, you did see that the Tektites here on this stream did go down to the boomerang, so it's going to be interesting to see if 0 HP enemies were rolled or not.
So now the interesting play here with the flags being shuffled, we don't exactly know where the levels are going to be. Possibly they could be in their vanilla spots, and knowing that it could be level 2 or 3, what do you think the play is here, TGE?
Well, the play is initially, I was going to say, doing what Lack's doing here and immediately checking those 2 raft spots, because that could be huge. And as you can see, early candles, we knew extra candles wasn't on because of the wood sword. Me personally, in this instance, I'm trying to find a dungeon. I don't care which dungeon it is, just so I can get a gauge of, am I dealing with first quest shapes, second quest shapes, or are we actually in shapes? That's what I'm trying to find. Is I don't care which dungeon it is, I just want to find a dungeon.
Well, we did find at the vanilla level 4 first quest spot that Lack found a take any spot and took his heart container. So we do know that the caves are shuffled, at least in the level locations. So now the search is on, and these runners have no idea where these dungeons could be. They could literally be anywhere, and we're only looking for 1. Well, technically 2. 2 dungeons.
Yes. The other thing we don't know is, do we need bow and silvers? Is Ganon going to be required? So that's also another thing here, is in this situation with 7 Triforces, if I find 2 or 3, depending on which one I need, and then I have an early 9, I am absolutely digging it to see if Ganon is required.
Oh, as a runner, these are my favorite kinds of seeds as a runner. you know, you just find 9, you get what you need, and you gamble. But as a viewer, there's another dynamic to these seeds, CG, that I really, really like, and you just touched on it, is that we don't know if Ganon's required. So in the event that we get into 9 early, but then we find out Ganon's required, strap yourselves in, folks, because this is going to get real fun.
Yeah, and one thing, speaking of level 9, there's the early level 9, Crim going ahead and finding it. And I believe from what I've seen so far, we might be on 0 HP enemies. And did you see where Crim entered at level 9, JS?
I'm sorry, what was in level 9? I noticed he did the pirouette and nothing opened up.
And where he entered, that's a second quest level 9.
Ah, you're right. Yeah, so we have at least mixed, if not second quest.
Yep, but this right here tells me something very much. Level 2 being normal tells me we are on a first quest overworld. Because normally if that's mixed or second quest, that's going to be a fairy fountain.
So first quest world, second quest at least in 7, 8, 9. I'll hold off on the immature 7, 8, 9 joke about why 6 is afraid of 7.
Yep, absolutely. Although I will say one other thing I've noticed here. We don't have dungeon numbers, but we may have regular pallets here. This could be level 3's pallet.
I was going to say, it looks like vanilla first quest 3, so it looks like dungeons, although I'm being a little presumptuous.
0 HP enemies. That Wizrobe died in one hit, because yes, the UFOs are Wizrobes over on Crimson.
He's getting all the bomb drops, and it does appear that that is vanilla 3 shape. So we do have mixed dungeons, and Crim, of course, very familiar with the vanilla shapes. He'll be able to make his way through 3 very quick. And remember, it's mixed. So correct me if I'm wrong, TG, but isn't this exactly what Crim needs to finish his Triforce?
Yeah, because this is a first quest level 3, this is exactly the dungeon he needs. He just picked up the bow, which is even better, because there is a 50% chance that Silver's and Red Ring are forced to 9. Bow in 3 is the best possible scenario for Crim right now. He gets the Triforce, he has a key or 2, he goes to 9. This could be a very quick race if all things come up Crim here.
All things considered, Lack is just kind of getting randoed here. I mean, like you were saying, this could be very fast. Crim knows where 9 is. And he already has the bow.
Yeah, that's huge. And that was second quest 7 that Lack was in there, just based on the starting section there.
Lack wisely decides to ditch. He's going to keep searching as Crim makes his way through. Just needs to grab this Triforce. He finds the other item. That'd be nice. It may or may not be Heart Shuffle. But
no, he already found the heart container in his regular room. It was the drop in that desert room. It was the big Max tomato.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, you have to forgive me. I'm not as familiar with his sprites, but he does pick up the star, and he is headed to 9 at 5 minutes and 16 seconds. What is this?
Gotta love it. This is why a randomizer in random percent is so much fun, is because you get things like this. And now Crim should be 100%, yeah, with that bow, absolutely making that trip to 9. There are still a couple things that could hold us back. A ladder block, a dig dogger block. But aside from that, this is where you gotta be going here as Lack checks the other raft spot.
Well, one thing Lack does have going for him is Crim has no offense. He is practically starting out here. 4 heart containers, wood sword. 1 key. And Lack, of course, as we touched on earlier, is arguably the best Zelda 1 technical player in the world as he takes a death, of course, commentator's curse. But he is in the right area on that side of the map to find 3. And if he can find 3, he won't be too far behind Crim here. So Crim is going to have to take advantage of this early lead and dig 9 as much as he possibly can before Lack gets in there, because he's not going to be long.
Yeah, absolutely. The big thing to keep in mind, though, is that the bosses are going to be really the only thing that's going to hold Crim back here, because every other enemy in this 9 is going to die to any strike. The boomerang is going to be huge here. Any Wizrobe is going to die to a wood sword strike. So I was talking to Crim before this match started, and he said the one thing he wanted to see more than anything else in this split out of flags against Lack, he said, and I'm quoting him here, 0 HP enemies gives me the best chance of winning.
Well, 0 HP or not, he decides to nope out of that Lamela room, and I don't blame him with only 4 hearts. Still a scary room, and does use his only key, and he immediately finds a locked door, so key's already becoming a little bit of a concern here.
Yeah, but he does have the staircase here. He does have other ways he can progress. And, oh, that is the blue boomerang, which he already has. So now it's an interesting thing because we now know that silvers and red ring are not forced here. And there's the chance that if we find a required Ganon, he's going to have to dig more. So that is a very interesting find, and honestly one I approve of because it's trolling.
Absolutely, and a huge break for LackAttack. Crim's odds of finding the silver arrows just went from 50% to about 5%. So very good chance as Lack finds level 9 that Crim is going to have to leave if Ganon is required.
Yeah, and so just doing some sprite work here. The Meta Knights that you see, those of course are Dark Nuts. The wheels are the ropes, things of that nature. So everything's going to be fairly easy to discern on the sprite side from Crim side of things in theory. And there is a key. That's a huge find.
And another one. So all of a sudden, Crim, rich with keys, has more keys now than him and Lack had the entire race combined at this point. And he's still searching for that roar of Ganon. Of course, for those of you familiar with the randomizer, you understand if you hear the roar of Ganon, that means you're adjacent to his chamber in any cardinal direction. If you find that, then he'll know where Ganon is. And the other thing he's searching for is that shutter door that doesn't open if he kills all the enemies, or a shutter door that opens with enemies still in the room, which will give away Zelda's location.
Right, Lack did come across level 3 as well, so we could have some convergence here in level 9. The other thing to keep in mind here is that Ganon and Zelda may or may not have been shuffled out of their own rooms. So there's a 50% plus chance, give or take, that Zelda's actually in her own room. So don't be surprised if you see Crim start searching, going to try and go north into as many rooms as he can, because that could be the only way to get into Zelda's room.
It's funny, it feels like he has such a huge lead going in, and he's only 9 minutes into this race, and Lack now picked up his bow as Crim takes a death here in 9.
Might not be the worst death there, because it's going to force him to either continue on exploring over there, or head over to the left-hand side. You see Crim making a hesitation there, debating whether he wanted to continue to go through this 9, and you haven't explored the left-hand side of this 9 at all. I would go ahead and take at least a little bit of a look over there.
And it sounds like he's taking your advice. Does have a rich amount of keys, just a plethora of keys, a cornucopia. And he decides to save them for now, and he's going to take the path down, and ooh.
Yeah, he was right.
Meanwhile, Lack is going left in 3. We know the Triforce is on the right, and I can't believe I'm this hyped into a race at the 10-minute mark, but this is weird to say. Every second counts for Lack. He's got to get in 9.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely insane. I was not expecting something like this to play out. I was expecting, they're going to get 2 Triforces, have to dig deep. No, we're 10 minutes in, we're in 9. Who's going to route better? Let's go.
Unfortunately, Crim does take a death there, but it's still fine. He has a lot of 9 mapped out already, and with this being second quest 9, he does have that going for him. He doesn't have to take as many staircases, have a lot of walk through walls to deal with, but it's a smaller 9 compared to first quest 9 as well.
Yeah, 100% there. And the other thing to remember is that, Crim has the information of the blue boomerang being here in level 9. So even though he might not find a lot of stuff here in 9 that he might need, you see him killing this room here to try and acquire either a fairy drop, or more importantly, he's looking for a compass.
Very carefully piecing apart these Lambos, using bombs, nicely done, gets a 5 rupee for his troubles.
The more important drop there is that fairy drop.
All right, Lack has his Triforce. He probably already understands that he has all 8, so he's going to be in 9 very shortly, and there is the check. He now knows it. Here we go, folks.
Yeah, if you had 11 minutes in, both runners being in 9 and on the prowl looking for what's going on, yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. Lack probably thinks he's just fallen upon a lucky break. He probably thinks he has the lead, which is what's crazy about this.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely insane. You see Crim with these 0 HP enemies, again, killing all of these rooms. It's fairly easy to kill, looking for that compass so he knows where to potentially start going to. And oh!
I missed it. What was the ooh?
A horizontal shoot room.
I thought you got me all excited, man.
Yep, and there is the map on Lack's side. Killing room. Crim opted not to kill there, so we know where that is.
So assuming, of course, that it is Zelda in her own room, you're going to want to approach it from the bottom. Both these runners are probably aware of that. And you'll see them trying to go up through corridors in order to find that shutter door. Lack finds that one-way walk-through wall here, and Crim finds that shoot room, and both of them reaching dead ends.
Yeah, Lack has the advantage right now, though, considering Crim has no bombs. Which, yes, there are a bunch of walk-through walls here, but that is something to keep in mind with the no bomb.
Lack does find a staircase. I don't know if Crim has been in here yet.
I believe that was the blue
The
boomerang.
Eye of Skull? Was that the blue boomerang? Okay.
I think it might have been. Lack opting to not check that, and hey, hi, have a tea room full of red bubbles.
Digging through, Crim desperately needs a bomb drop. There are enemies in this 9-enemy set that do drop bombs. He finds the princess!
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Cannon not required 13 minutes!
Wow!
The actual!
Unbelievable! I don't even know what With an official SRL time of 13:44, CrimsonAvix wins game 1. On the other side, LackAttack has officially forfeit game number 1, and it's funny because in the IRC TGE, they're just like, yeah, that was uneventful. They don't know how exciting that was. That was amazing.
That was crazy.
Yeah, as a runner, it's kind of one of those seeds that you kind of feel like, oh man, this is like so easy and so fast and so yawn. But it worked out that both runners finding level 3 early enough put them both in 9 so quick. I mean, I don't think I've ever gone from 0 to 60 so quick, man. That was hype.
Yeah, I mean, that was, like I said, they're saying how uneventful it was. We're over here like, oh my god, I want more.
So CrimsonAvix takes game 1 of this best-of-3 set here in the second round of the winner's bracket. But far from over as we have game 2 coming up very shortly, scheduled for about 10 minutes from now. We'll probably get started a little in just a few moments. And now with that 1-0 lead, Crim can kind of take a breath, but he can't relax too much.
Yeah, no, a couple of things of note here is we are going to, of course, take a quick bio break for any of the runners who need that, and any of us in the booth who might need it. And there is one other thing that happens in these randomizer flags. If you are the one who lost game 1, you can choose a loser's remorse flag, if they are calling it, which means you can choose something to be guaranteed on, guaranteed off, any of that. So there is definitely things that could potentially be going on here. So we'll wait to see what that discussion is, if anything. But yeah, we will be getting game 2 to you a lot sooner than we thought we were.